Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to do a base game, no DLCs build under patch 1.2. I had a couple of people comment in various videos saying, can you do a build guide for the base game because we haven't got the DLCs. So here we go. What I'm going to do is a fairly simple occultist, start off occultist Dreeg Evil Eye build. It's quite strong and fun to play, minimal skills. Decent tankiness. I'll probably pick Arcanist later, but you've got a choice. You could do Nightblade, maybe Soldier, but I'll do Arcanist because it works. Level 2, Attribute Spirit, 2 points in the Mastery, 1 point in Dreeg Evil Eye. What I'll do for the first 9-10 level ups is put a point into Spirit and then put all the points into Physique after that. The drops you get for this, there's a few boss items. There's 3 bosses you can kill to get the weapon, rings, amulet. Because of patch 1.2, the bosses now have a 100% drop chance for their unique monster infrequent item. They're still called monster infrequents even though they're 100% drop chance. The downside of this is there are some other items that you can farm generic enemy groups for and the drop rate is reduced. So where that's happened, I'm going to get an item from the Blacksmith. So all the gear is really easy to get. I'll say all the gear, all the essential gear items are easy to get. There's no faffing around farming for hours. You just go and get the items all crafted at the Blacksmith. It's not a hard build to do, and it's a fairly easy build to level up. Here's the first mini boss fight. Dreeg Evil Eye takes him out quite quickly. Like, he's got a 100% drop chance of his bloody arm. What I'll do is temporarily equip that until I get Pasquale's tail, because that'll give me a little bit more damage to Dreeg Evil Eye. Actually, ignore that. No, I didn't bother. I'm sure I do swap it over. I thought I did. Obviously, I'm recording this audio after playing the game speed, unless there's something significant happening. The game speeds at 2.5 times, just so you don't have to sit through hours of this. Once you get that Bloodburst node available, max it out, because what it does is it doesn't add to the energy cost. There you go, I did swap it over. It doesn't add to the energy cost of Dreeg Evil Eye, and it pulls in weapon damage, which is very important. Because obviously weapon damage, you want that factored into your attack skill, and if you're doing weapon damage from any source, either directly from a weapon or from an attack skill, you can use attack damage converted to health on other pieces of gear and devotion and stuff like that. Now it says go find Pasquale's tail. Pasquale is the boss that drops a tail that's a decent weapon for this build. That's one of the locations there, just north of where I am now. That's one place where the cave can spawn. There's 3 places it can randomly spawn. It will always be on the map, but it won't always be in the same place. So I'm just showing you the 3 places it can be. Luckily for me, it's in the last place I look, so you get to see all 3 places. Level 5, again, Spirit Attribute, 3 points in Bloodburst. So what we're going to do is try and get Bloodburst maxed out as quickly as possible before we do anything else. There you go. There's the other place it can spawn, just where those dogs are there. And the 3rd place is over here on the east, where I'm heading now. And of course that's where it is, because it wasn't in the first 2 places. It always looks like that, but it's in 3 different places. Right, so you go in here, kill all these minion idiots, and then go and find Pasquale, kill Pasquale, and equip Pasquale's tail. And I think there's a tool, well, something I pop up on the screen. When you get Pasquale's tail, if you've got a mutagenic ichor and you're already level 5, put the mutagenic ichor on the tail just to get more poison and acid damage. I didn't go and kill the reanimator straight away. I'm not doing this in the order of, story. I'm getting the gear sorted out as much as possible. There you go. Pasquale has 100% chance to drop his tail. Minimum boss kills required, 1. Not -1, 1. If you have a mutagenic ichor, put it on. Level 6, again, Attribute Spirit, 3 points in Bloodburst. I'm just going to work my way up a bit. Try and find a rover's cave and get to the... I just turned white items off. Pretty soon I'll turn yellows off as well. Sell a bunch of stuff. I'm actually searching for poison damage items here. You can search in the thing. There you go. It's an acid and poison damage book, so I'm thinking, yeah, I'll swap that for my rubbish shield just to get a bit of a gear upgrade. Don't go crazy buying stuff. If you see something really good in the shop and you've got enough money, get it, but don't just buy everything, because you will need money later on. That Slith necklace is for a quest. You need 3. This is a random cave as well. It's always on the map, but it spawns in different places. If you find it, fine. If you don't find it, don't worry about it too much. I got a level 7, and Bloodburst is now max. So if you allocate the points the way I did, by the time you get to level 7, Bloodburst will be maxed out, and your Dreeg's Evil Eye skill will be pretty strong, because it's factoring in a fair amount of Pascal's tail damage as well. Obviously, whenever you pick gear up, I mean, check that it's as good as or better than the stuff you've got, and if it's better, swap it over. Use character tab 2 to keep an eye on the weapon damage and the Dreeg's Evil Eye damage. You can put Dreeg's Evil Eye temporarily on mouse button, right mouse button, or just leave it on there if you want. And then you see the values change on character tab 2 when you swap gear around. If you didn't start getting Rover's Rep from the guy in the cave, you'll get it if you complete this quest. What I do is I put a rift down here, so when I get to the next world rift, if I've got the Slith necklaces, I can just come back and cast a quest in. I think I map somewhere else later, so it becomes irrelevant, but it's what you try and do. Okay, so now I'm going to get Curse of Frailty. What you'll notice is Pascal's tail adds poison and acid resistance reduction to Curse of Frailty. So even though Curse of Frailty node doesn't have the poison and acid resistance reduction on it, having Pascal's tail makes that happen. You can read the tooltip on Pascal's tail if you've got that, just to see what I'm talking about. Just up ahead in this cave there's a shrine. For me it's the first one I get. If you play the game properly and do the campaign quest, you'll have already got one before you get here. It doesn't matter. So you want to get the green crossroads node. I won't even bother doing that until I get the next shrine. There's a mutagenic ichor. That's me putting it on Pascal's tail. As advised. It's a poison weapon on this body called Slith Tongue, so dagger or a sword or something, but it's not as good as Pascal's tail. There's another Slith necklace. I think I've got 2 now. Or even 3. Right, there you go. Actually, I must have been remembering a different playthrough, because I did manage to walk back to that rift, didn't I? If you want any evidence that I play this game way too much. Now I'm doing the campaign quest. So heading up to Burial Hill, going to go in and kill the Reanimator, and then that'll open up the prison hub where your stash is, the spirit guide where you can reclaim points, more on that later, and a bunch of other stuff. As you can see, I mean, I know the footage is speeded up, but Dreeg's Evil Eye's efficient as heck now. Watch how quickly the Reanimator goes down. You just got to imagine if it was a little bit slower. Machine gunning with it. There you go. If I didn't have that book offhand, I'd probably have equipped his monster infrequent skull thing just for the energy regen. Not really any other benefit from it. Right, so now what I'm going to do is get the green node and then go and start populating that Eye of the Guardian thing. There's a skill on that, which is quite nice. It's got attack damage converted to health on it, bunch of poison damage. Right, here we go. So you cash in the main campaign quest, and all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of people you can talk to. You get in here, talk to Kasparov, and he'll give you a skill point. I recommend putting that into the vulnerability node of Curse of Frailty, because it immediately go up to 4 points, because you get 3 points from Pasquale's Tail. So that's really good. It's like going up a couple of levels, isn't it? Talk to the gate guy, level 10. Do not pick a second mastery yet. Just really don't. Just avoid the temptation. What you're going to do is you're going to get a cultist really powerful before you even need a second mastery. Picking a second mastery at that point, it's not really going to give you any benefit for this build. I mean, I'm not saying don't do it, I'm just saying I didn't do it. You got to manually shift and click your components into stash on the base game. If you've got a DLC, I think as soon as you get Malmoth, you get a button on the stash, you click on it and it automatically moves all your components in. It's really handy. Go buy the DLCs, kids. You know you want it. Now this quest, this is to kill Viloth. You head down, it's a 2-level dungeon, you go and kill Viloth and you've done the quest. However, Viloth has a 100% drop chance to drop an acid damage ring, and it can drop with good resistances or buffs or all sorts on it. So what I'd say is, and what I do is I go and kill Viloth twice, so I get 2 rings. Now before I wouldn't have recommended that because the drop rate was low, but it's 100% now, so the minimum, well, the maximum number of times you've got to kill it to get 2 rings is twice. If you get one drop with really rubbish, stupid affixes on it, you could always go and do it again, but I wouldn't bother. I'd just go and kill Viloth twice, get the 2 rings, and then you're laughing. And if you want ring upgrades, wait till you're much higher level, come in and do it again. Or even wait until Elite and do it again. There's also a shrine in this cave as well, so there's loads of reasons to come in here. Campaign quest, boss that drops rings that you need, and a shrine for a devotion point. Viloth, probably the first boss you're going to encounter, the first enemy you're going to encounter that's got the Sunder skill. It's 1.2 thing. Patch 1.2's brought Sunder in. What it does is they charge up Sunder, and then their next attack can sunder you, which makes you more vulnerable to any other damage coming in. But you can use the evade skill to dodge it, or you can just run away. So long as you don't get hit by the attack immediately after they charge Sunder up, you're alright. There, it did it then. So Sunder would have been on that tsunami thing. And again. So if the tsunami hits you after he does Sunder, oh, he's dead. Or she. I think they're all female, aren't they? The Slith. I'm sure from the lore of the game they're all female. So Viloth's a she, not a he. I always call it him, but I'm wrong about that. Right, so there you go. So there's the first one. Stalwart Viloth's Ring of the Slith. So it's got ether resistance, pierce resistance, got a bunch of stuff on it. So what I'll do now is I'll go and allocate my spirit point in attribute and 2 points in the mastery bar, and I will grab Dreeg's Blood of Dreeg, not Dreeg's Evil Eye, Blood of Dreeg. Blood of Dreeg stays up for a minute or something, I don't know. And you have to keep casting it, but it's fine. We get some gear in a bit that will make it stay up for longer. I'm just populating Eye of the Guardian. Right, so I'm going to go back out, cash a quest in, and you get an inventory bag as a quest reward. I slowed the footage down to ×1 speed so you can see this happening. So you get there you go. So you get that extra inventory bag. Now I'm going to quit out and go back in. If you quit out and go back in, Viloth, everything will respawn. Viloth will respawn. I've just cut the footage out, so I just ran straight in, killed a bunch of stuff, found Viloth again. There she is. Give her a good whooping and get another ring. As I said, because this has got a 100% drop chance now, so I fully recommend doing this. And that's a corrosive one, so that'll have extra acid damage on it, I think. Looks like it, yeah. So I've now got 2 Viloth rings and Pasquale's Tail. So the gear's already looking pretty good, and I'm only level whatever I am. Go back to Foggy Bank. There's a quest to kill some named enemies, and there's also the Milton Heart quest up here. And I'm level 12. Right, so now I'm starting to put points into physique. 2 points in the mastery bar, 1 point. What Focus Gaze does is it puts a cooldown on Dreeg's Evil Eye, but it makes it hit a lot harder. If you want to stay with the machine gun Dreeg's Evil Eye for a bit, feel free to do that. But just remember, eventually you will be getting Focus Gaze, because the whole point of this build is massive damage off Dreeg's Evil Eye. And the only way to get that is to get that Focus Gaze node so that you're doing massive damage with Dreeg's Evil Eye. Yeah, I just got that Headhunter's belt. That's got attack damage converted to health. I think it's a level 14 item, so I'll equip that as soon as I hit level 14. There's a body on the ground by this guy. I'll just search it now. It's got Karos's thing on it. It's an offhand. Chances are it's going to be better than what you've already got. I don't think it's better than that book, because the book is specifically buffing acid damage. I'm going to swap it over anyway and pretend I didn't have the book. So what I've got is going to be as similar to what you can get as possible, unless you get real lucky at the vendors or from other drops. Here's the Milton Heart fight. Milton versus Dreeg's Evil Eye. Yeah, he's not going to last long. He's got a bit of a heal skill halfway through the fight, but it's not really helped him, is it? And he's down. And I've gone back to town. Cash that quest in. That's to kill 3 named enemies. There's You've Done Everything. Go to Burridge Village. That's the Milton Heart quest. And I'm going to go and get Primordian's Amulet. Again, this Primordian thing. Oh, there's a quest around here. I'll come back and do it later to find the caravan driver. Primordian's drop rate used to be rubbish. You used to have to kill him like 5, 6, 7, 8, God knows how many times to get this amulet to drop. But it's 100% drop chance, so you know you're only going to... There you go. See that will get vaporized. That's good. So there's Primordian. He's got Sunder, or rather she's got Sunder as well. Take her out. Bit of a long old fight, but it's okay. It's not really risky. And she's going to drop the amulet. There it is, a putrid necklace. And that is level whatever it is. I'll equip that when I'm high enough level. You can see that there's a bunch of stuff that's going to be handy. I'm just going to work my way up now and get into the flooded passage. There's a way of bypassing the flooded passage. Oh, level 13. Physique, 3 points in the mastery. Pretty straightforward. You know, it said that you can use up a load of money and scrap and repair that bridge, but you don't want to do that your first time through it, because the first time through it, there's a shrine in here. So you want to come in and get it, and the shrine is right near the exit. So there's, you know, just go in, run all the way through. This is probably, yeah, this can be a bit annoying because of the blocked paths. So if you look at this and think, well, he went this way, I couldn't go that way. Yeah, they randomly block the paths in it, so you might have to go a different way. But you're heading, ultimately you're heading north, as far north up as you can get. And then you will get a shrine and a shambler boss fight and the exit from this area. And almost immediately upon exiting this area, there is a rift that you can unlock. So you haven't got to keep, you don't have to keep running through it. You don't have to come back through over and over. So there's no real benefit repairing that bridge. You can see the shrine on the mini map just by the, there it is. Bunch of, I think it's ether enemies or something that come out of it. Yeah, pretty much. They don't like Dreeg's Evil Eye. Shrine cleansed. Another point in Eye of the Guardian. What we'll do with Eye of the Guardian when I complete it is I'll reclaim the node on the crossroads thing. So you can use it somewhere else. I'll show you how to do that when I get there. This is alright. He's got 2 dodgy attacks. There's that flaming meteorite thing he throws that will stun you, and then that falling ceiling thing. I got sundered. But you can evade through him. The good thing about evade is you can evade through enemies. So in a boss fight you can run up to them, evade through them, and then they just shoot at where you were and completely miss, in theory. It happens most of the time. Grab that rift, read that lore note, talk to the blacksmith. This is a blacksmith quest. What you want to do with the blacksmith quest is you want to recruit Duncan. You do not want to recruit Angrim. Duncan can craft a unique item, which is a Dreeg's Evil Eye offhand. So that's what you want. If you get Angrim, you'll be sad because he can't craft it. And then you'll have to go and farm the witch doctors for about 6 years to get their drop. Their drop didn't used to be that frequent, but it's even worse now. I haven't seen one since the patch came out.
Move along now.
If you follow the dialogue options I'm doing here, eventually, there you go. So you side with Duncan. And then map back, not to the flipping, go back to Burridge Outskirts. I always do that because I forget to talk to him. Talk to him and then go to town. And what you can see here, you go and talk to him. You don't get any rep, you just get XP. But if you type in Occult and then have a look on the Armoth slot, there's the offhand. It's a level 15 item. So either craft it now or when you've got the stuff or when you're at level 15. But as soon as you're at level 15, equip that because that'll be stacks better than anything else you've got, unless you've got a global toxic effigy to drop, which I'd be amazed if you do, but it's random chance. You could get one the first witch doctor you kill. Vitriolic gallstones, when you're at level 20, you want 2 of them. You want 1 on your weapon, 1 on your offhand. The damage stacks and it will make you a heck of a lot stronger damage wise. Go back to Burridge Outskirts. What we're going to do now is we're going to go and grab the shrine in yet another burial cave. So it's another cave called a burial cave. And there's a shrine in it. If that exit's blocked, there's one just to the left of it. Come in here. Oh, level 14. Nice. Yeah, I'll put a point in Terrifying Gaze. Just stick 1 point in that for now. And I'll put a couple of points in Dreeg's Evil Eye. Start getting that skill a bit stronger. Yeah, 1 more node to go and it's the skill, and then we can reclaim the point, because as with all the like level 1 tier constellations, they're self-supporting, so they provide the affinity colour that they need to exist. So once you fully populate them and get their completion bonus, you can reclaim the point from the Crossroads node. Look at this, look, zombie mania in here. I'd say just kill everything you can kill because it's all XP, even if they're rubbish, shambly zombies. Now I'm heading up towards Burridge Village, but I'm optimistically looking for groups of these global things to see if the Witch Doctor will drop that offhand, but of course it doesn't. Ever. I might go back and do some intensive farming and see how long it takes to get one to drop, because there's no way I could recommend farming these guys. I used to, but there you go. These Witch Doctors can drop a great offhand, but the drop chance is low. So that was one there that I killed, but he didn't drop it. Yeah, I used to recommend farming them. I wouldn't now, because you just get really bored. And then you'd get the item and you'd think, why did I bother? It's a good item. If you get one, use it. If you get one, it's way better than that Occult Horn, but you probably won't get one. Here's a couple of heroes. These are the second 2 that guy in Devil's Crossing wants you to kill. And they're both gone. If you nip over to the east from this point, you can rescue Ulgrim, or what, rescue? I mean, he's okay, he's just chilling in his tent. You can recruit him. And then he'll be an NPC in DC. And you can talk to him and get some rep, and I think you get some rep and some XP. There he is. Hello, Ulgrim. See you later. Get back on the main path. Up to Burridge Village. Clear out the Burridge Village Rift. Level 15. Yeah, I'm putting Curse of Frailty on stuff and then bombing them with Dreeg's Evil Eye. Curse of Frailty reduces their resistance to acid and poison because of whatever, and then, oh yeah, I'm wearing that belt as well. Right, get up here. Get in this house, get the cultist orders. Cultist orders will enable you to talk to Dureni. First thing you want to do after cashing that quest in and giving yourself some skill points into Blood of Dreeg, talk to him. Yeah, I've cleared it out. He wants you to kill Warden Krieg now. Go and put the cultist orders in your stash. Otherwise they'll disappear when you talk to Dureni. Oh yeah, level 15, craft an occult horn. Watch the Dreeg's Evil Eye damage go up. So I put it temporarily on right mouse button and then swap it. Yeah, sorted. Talk to Dureni, kill him. The reason I put the cultist orders in stash is when you get to elite, you can just pick them up out of stash and put them back, and that quest will activate before you get to Burrich Village. Arguably it's an exploit, but it's fun and it works in the base game as well as with the DLCs. So you can do it. Hello Elgrim. Yeah, friendly, yeah. So you do get rep for rescuing Elgrim. When you get to friendly, you get the fabric quest. And by chance, oh actually I'm going to go and find the caravan driver. This was the quest I was talking about earlier. This gives you rescue him and then you get 2 vendors in Devil's Crossing, which doubles your chance of getting decent stuff because you can just go and regularly search them, see if they've got any decent items. What you really want is you want gear with a suffix on it of Dreeg's Gaze. Anything with a suffix of Dreeg's Gaze will have acidy stuff on it, and it will also give you +2 to Bloodburst. So that's how you get Bloodburst maxed out. Of Dreeg's Gaze as an item suffix. Good luck finding those things. Yeah, I'll put Dreeg in there and then poison damage. Oh, look at that. That's excellent. And I didn't have a medal, so I'll grab that. It's well worth buying. It's awesome, that thing. Love it. You can get lucky. You can get very lucky with the vendor stuff. Fabric quest is up from the Burrich Village Rift. Head northwest. If you can't because of blocked paths, then work your way through buildings and places where the paths aren't blocked until you get to where you wanted to be going in the first place. I take a bit of a detour here to kill Grundleplith. Grundleplith does not drop an item that suits this build, but I wanted to kill him anyway. There's also a whole load of beasts in here that you can just annihilate. I'm using evade to sort of skip across the poison ground. There's Grundleplith. Yeah, because you take damage from the ground. If you evade across it, you don't take damage. Or you don't take as much. Grundleplith's down. I'm level 16. Point in physique, 3 points in the mastery bar. Yeah, Grundleplith's tail. He's Pusquill's brother or something, but his tail's no good for this build, unfortunately. This is the area called Abandoned Waterfront. You can get the 3 pieces of fabric here. If you've got the quest active, they show up as stars on the map, as you could see then. They're just randomly scattered around, but they're not difficult to find. Just keep an eye on the mini-map. There you go. Before I go back and cache it, I'm just going to go and get a shrine and probably the next rift. I think one of the most annoying block paths in the game is the one that isn't going to be blocked for me, but this exit here is sometimes blocked by fire and you've got to go the long way round, but yeah, you'll get here eventually. Kill these enemies, activate the shrine, take out the Ether Shrine bad guys. Shrine cleansed. I can get the skill now. Is Spinning Eye, the Guardian's Gazing. What I do is I put it on Curse of Frailty, because Curse of Frailty affects groups. Curse of Frailty affects groups, and every time it attacks, because it sees the Curse of Frailty on an enemy's attack, it's got a chance to set that spinning ball off, and you can get multiple ones. You could try it on Dreeg's Evil Eye. I think if you're machine gunning with Dreeg's Evil Eye, you'd be okay, but I found it was going off more frequently on Curse of Frailty. Just experiment with it. I'm not saying you have to do it that way, I'm just saying it seemed to work better for me. Run through here, kill a bunch of stuff, grab some lore notes. Yeah, go back to town, talk to Darlet, that's the one you just rescued, hand in the fabric quest. You get a level 20 bit of chest armour. I'm going to keep that just in case. It probably won't be any better than what I've got. Dump your components in shared stash. Always a good habit to get into, particularly if you're going to be playing hardcore. This is how you reclaim the point. You talk to the spirit guide and click on the point, you get it back, and you go into your devotion stuff and put it somewhere else. I want to get rat. Rat's a red thing, so I need 1 point in red, and then rat becomes active, and I can populate rat. Rat's a pretty decent early poison and acid damage constellation. I'm just going to run through here, kill a bunch of stuff, get to the shrine in the underground transit area. Level 17. Yeah, I turned off yellow items. Just going to get rare items, i.e. anything with a green prefix or suffix. None of the all yellow stuff. Some of the yellow stuff's decent, but I can't be bothered picking it all up. Work your way through this sort of mazy kind of area, Warden Cellar. You'd eventually get to an exit. Might be harder to get to for you than it was for me. That was quite straightforward. Sometimes this block passages send you all over the place. Fight your way through this bit of the underground transit. Keep an eye on the mini-map to see when the shrine pops up and then head towards it. Or you can clear the whole area out if you want to kill everything, but you don't need to. There you go, the shrine's on the mini-map now, just to the northeast. And that's, well, I call it the last Act 1 shrine. There's another one in this general map area, but the area is kind of a lot higher level. So you need dynamite to access it, so you'd have to come back later. So yeah, so that's your 7 shrines out of Act 1. Zombie overload again. I do like it when there's hordes of enemies on the screen, it's good. Reminds me of Gauntlet. God, remember Gauntlet? That was a good game, wasn't it? Yeah, this is a good place for farming ether crystals as well. I'm kind of detouring off to just pick up as many as I can on the way through. And there's the last rift. On the way to fight Warden Krieg. There's another opportunity to use evade coming up here. All this glop on the floor, and there you go. I evaded over it. Just trying to remember you've got evade from the start of the game. You don't need any gear for it. Thanks to patch 1.2, as soon as you create a character you've got the evade skill. Level 18. Attribute and physique, 3 points in the mastery bar. I kind of go off and pick the lore notes up in here because I know where they are. If you miss them, it really doesn't matter. I almost missed that one down there, that criminal records one, because it's a random one. Came out of a bookcase. Yeah, if you get onto this bit here with the steps leading back down into those spiders, there's a hidden area, ominous lair or something. There it is. It's always in the same place, and there is a gold one-shot chest in here. If you're interested in those things, I am, because I'm hoping for decent gear. There it is. I think I got a gunslinger's jacket out of that. No use for this build, but gunslinger's jacket's real good. It's real good particularly in the base game because it allows dual wielding of ranged weapons. And there's no, obviously in the base game, there's no Inquisitor class, so the only way you can dual wield ranged weapons is by equipping a relic or a bit of gear that enables it. And that Gunslinger's Jacket's real good if you want to do a pistol, dual wielding pistol build in the base game. Again, I'm just picking up all the ether crystals around here. There's like a hero guy there. Take him out. And then we got the Warden Krieg fight coming up. What I do with the Warden Krieg fight is I switch the game speed back, because it's at 2.5 all the time mostly. I'll switch the game speed to normal speed so you can see exactly how the Krieg fight goes. I was just waiting for these. Sometimes you get a load spawn out of the ground. I just get rid of them before I start the fight. Here we go. Here goes the Krieg fight. Open up with a bit of Curse of Frailty. Chuck Dreeg's Evil Eye at him. He's got Sunder as well, so you've got to watch him.
That skill's not ready.
Why won't you die? I'm done with you. I will crush your friends at Devil's Crossing. But now...
That was his first phase down. I'm going to mostly face tank and evade now. I don't time it very well, do I? I mean, when he goes to do that foot stomp, you can evade through it. I just didn't bother. You get an attack damage converted to health from those spinning globules. And he's gone. So that was alright. Got a blueprint, got an epic item. Got a one-shot chest, and that's it. And that's pretty much Act 1 done. You go and cash that in, talk to Mornay or whoever. And that's it. Thanks very much for watching. I'll do some more of this base game patch 1.2 DLC, no DLC build. Let me know in the comments if it's useful, or I don't know, if you want me to do anything specific in the base game, and I'll see you in the next video.